My name is Chloe. I am 32 years old. I have a good life. Or I thought I had a good life. I have a small house with a yellow front door. I have a job I like. I am a graphic designer. I work from home. It is quiet. I have a husband. His name is Mark, and I have a best friend. Her name is Lisa. Lisa is not just my friend. She is like my sister. We grew up together. We lived on the same street. We played together every day. We shared our secrets. We shared our dreams. When my mother was sick, Lisa was there. When I failed my driving test, Lisa was there. When I met Mark, Lisa was there. She was the first person I told. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. She is my person. Mark is a good husband. He is handsome. He is smart. He works hard. He is an architect at a big company downtown. He leaves early. He often comes home late. I sometimes worry he works too much. I am building our future, Chloe, he always says. He smiles when he says it. And I believe him. I trust him. Our life is comfortable. It is stable. It is happy. So I have my husband, Mark. And I have my best friend, Lisa. The two people I love most in the world. My world felt safe. It felt complete. I thought I had everything. I thought I was lucky. I was wrong. I was so wrong. The story of how my perfect world broke starts with a car. A simple, small, red car. Lisa's car. She loves that car. She calls it Ruby. Everyone knows Lisa's red car. It was a Tuesday evening. I was driving home from a late meeting. It was raining. The city lights were blurry through the wet windshield. My meeting was on the other side of town, near Mark's office building. Usually, I take the highway home. But tonight, the traffic was bad. So I took the side streets. My new route took me right past Mark's work. His office is in a tall, glass building. I looked up as I drove by. The light was on in his office. On the 12th floor. I know which window is his. I smiled. He was working late again, building our future. Then I saw it, parked on the street, right in front of the building. A small red car, Ruby, Lisa's car. My heart did a strange little flip. What was Lisa's car doing here? At this time of night, in front of Mark's office. It didn't make sense. Lisa works as a teacher. Her school is on the other side of the city. She has no reason to be here. My mind started to race, trying to find an explanation, a good reason. Maybe she was visiting a friend who lived nearby. Maybe her car broke down. Maybe she was at a restaurant on the street. Yes, that must be it. A simple explanation. I drove home, but the image of her car stayed in my head. I couldn't shake it. It felt wrong. A small, cold feeling started in my stomach. When I got home, I called Lisa. My hands were a little shaky. I tried to sound normal, casual. "Hey, what are you up to?" I asked. "Oh, hey, Chloe," she said. Her voice was bright and happy. "Nothing much, just at home, watching a movie. I was so tired after school today. At home. She said she was at home. The cold feeling in my stomach got colder. She was lying. Why was she lying? Oh, okay, I said. I just wanted to say hi. Is everything okay? She asked. You sound a little strange. I'm fine, I lied back. Just tired too. Talk to you tomorrow. I hung up the phone. I sat on my sofa in the dark. My heart was pounding. She lied to me. My best friend, my sister. Why? And where was she really? Was she with Mark? No, that was a crazy thought, an impossible thought. Mark and Lisa were friends, but only because of me. They liked each other, but they were not close. There had to be another reason. There had to be. Mark came home an hour later. He looked tired. He kissed my forehead. Long day, he said, sighing. Yeah, I said. You worked late. The project is just crazy right now, he said. He took off his coat. Just a boring day at the office. Same old, same old. I looked at him. I wanted to ask. Did you see Lisa today? The question was on the tip of my tongue, but I was scared. Scared of the answer. What if he said yes? What would that mean? And what if he said no? He would be lying too. So I said nothing. I just smiled and helped him with his dinner. We ate in silence. The silence in our house usually felt comfortable, peaceful. But tonight, it felt heavy, full of secrets. The next few weeks, I tried to forget about it. I tried to believe it was all a misunderstanding, a strange coincidence. But I couldn't. The trust was broken, just a little crack. But it was there, and I started to see other cracks. I started to notice things, small things, things I had been blind to before. Mark was more careful with his phone. He always placed it face down on the table. He took it with him, even to the bathroom. He had a new password. For security, he said when I asked. Lisa was different too. She was a little distant. She canceled our plans a few times. I'm so sorry, Chloe, she'd say. Something just came up. She was always busy, always tired. One Saturday, the three of us were at a friend's barbecue. We were all standing together, talking. Mark said something funny, and Lisa laughed. It was a normal laugh. But then she looked at him, just for a second. It was a look I had never seen her give him before. It was familiar, intimate, like a secret was passing between them. My whole body went cold. It was a look a woman gives a man she knows well, very well. No one else noticed, but I did. I went home that night with a heavy heart. I felt like I was going crazy. Was I imagining things? Was I being a jealous, crazy wife? I wanted to talk to someone, but who could I talk to? The person I always talked to about my problems was Lisa. The next week, I found something. I was doing laundry. I was emptying the pockets of Mark's work pants. I found a receipt. It was from a small coffee shop. The Daily Grind. I knew that coffee shop. It was right next to his office building. The receipt was for 2 cappuccinos and 2 pieces of cheesecake. It was from last Thursday, at lunchtime. I remembered last Thursday very clearly. I had called Lisa to ask her to lunch. She said she couldn't. She said she had a doctor's appointment. On the other side of town. 2 coffees, 2 cheesecakes, a lie from Lisa, a secret receipt. The pieces were all there. They were sharp. And they were pointing to one terrible truth. The pain was so sharp. I had to sit down on the floor of our laundry room. It wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was a sick certainty. My husband and my best friend. Betrayal is a strange feeling. It is a mix of deep sadness and hot anger. I felt like a fool, a blind, trusting fool. How long had this been going on? All those late nights at work, all those times Lisa was busy. Were they together, laughing at me? I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw things. I wanted to cry. I did cry. I sat on the cold floor and cried until my eyes were sore. I cried for my broken marriage, but I think I cried even more for my broken friendship. He was my husband, but she was my sister. She knew all my secrets, all my fears. She knew how much I loved him. How could she do this to me? How? That night, I knew I had to do something. I could not live like this. I could not live with this poison inside me. I needed the truth. I needed to hear it from them. I decided to set a trap. A simple trap. I told Mark I was going to visit my parents for the weekend. They lived a few hours away. I'll leave Friday afternoon and come back Sunday night, I said. I tried to sound normal. Okay, honey, he said, not looking up from his laptop. Have a good time. I'll miss you. Will you, I thought. Will you really miss me? On Friday afternoon, I packed a small bag. I kissed him goodbye. It felt like kissing a stranger. I drove away from our house. But I didn't go to my parents' house. I drove to a small hotel near our neighborhood. I checked in, and I waited. The waiting was the hardest part. My mind was a battlefield. What if I was wrong? What if I was destroying my marriage and my friendship for nothing? But then I would remember the red car, the lie on the phone, the look at the barbecue, the receipt. No, I was not wrong. I waited until it was dark. Around 8 p.m. then, I drove back to my house. I parked my car down the street where no one could see it. I walked to my house. The yellow door I loved so much now looked like the door to a house of lies. I had my key. I opened the door, very, very quietly. The house was dark, except for a soft light coming from the living room. I could hear music, soft music, and I could hear voices. A man's voice, Mark's, and a woman's voice. Laughing, Lisa's. My heart shattered into a million pieces. Right there in my own hallway. It was real. It was all real. I took a deep breath. I walked into the living room. They were on the sofa. They had a bottle of wine. They were close, too close. They didn't see me at first. They were looking at each other, smiling. Then Lisa saw me. Her smile vanished. Her face went white. All the color drained away. She looked like she had seen a ghost. Chloe, she whispered. Her voice was full of shock. Mark turned around. His face was a mask of horror. He jumped up from the sofa. Chloe, what? What are you doing here? I thought you were at your parents' house. I just looked at them. The two of them. My husband. My best friend. In my house. Together. The pain was so big, I couldn't speak. I couldn't feel anything except a vast, empty coldness. How long? I finally asked. My voice was a whisper. It didn't sound like my voice. They didn't answer. They just looked at each other, guilty, ashamed. How long? I asked again. Louder this time. It was Lisa who spoke. Her voice was trembling. 6 months, she said, looking at the floor. 6 months. For 6 months, they had been lying to me. Meeting in secret, sharing looks, sharing coffee, sharing my life, my husband. Why? I asked. The question was for both of them. But I looked at Lisa. Why, Lisa? You were my sister. Tears streamed down her face. I don't know, she cried. It just happened. I'm so sorry, Chloe. I never wanted to hurt you. You never wanted to hurt me, I said. I started to laugh. It was a strange, broken sound. You destroyed me. You destroyed everything. Both of you. I looked at Mark. He couldn't even look at me. He just stared at the floor. The great architect. The man building our future. He had built a secret life on a foundation of lies. Get out, I said. My voice was quiet now. But it was cold, hard as steel. Both of you, get out of my house. Lisa started to say something. Chloe, please. Now, I said. She stood up. She took her coat. She couldn't look at me. She walked past me and out the front door. Out of my life. I was alone with Mark. Chloe, he started. We can talk about this. We can fix this. Fix this? I asked. I looked at him. The man I had loved. The man I had trusted. I didn't even know who he was anymore. There is nothing to fix, Mark. There is nothing left. You and she, you broke it all. Now, get out. He saw the look in my eyes. He knew I was serious. He packed a bag in silence. He walked to the door. He stopped. I am sorry, he said. I didn't answer. I just watched him walk away. I closed the yellow door behind him. And then I slid down to the floor. And I screamed. It was a silent scream. A scream of pain so deep, there was no sound. The days after that were a nightmare. The house was so empty, so quiet. The silence was a constant reminder of what I had lost. I had lost a husband and a best friend in one night. I was completely alone. The pain was physical. My chest hurt all the time. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I just replayed that night over and over in my head. Their faces, their lies. But slowly, very slowly, I started to breathe again. My other friends rallied around me. They brought me food. They made me leave the house. They just sat with me in the silence. They let me be sad. I filed for divorce. I sold the house with the yellow door. It was too full of ghosts. I moved into a new apartment, a small place just for me. Healing is not a straight line. It is a messy, winding road. There are good days, and there are very bad days. Days when the pain comes back so strong, it takes my breath away. Days when I miss the life I thought I had. But there are also days when I feel strong. I survived the worst betrayal imaginable. And I am still here. I am still standing. I learned that I am stronger than I thought. I learned that I can rely on myself. I learned that sometimes the people you love the most can hurt you the most. It is a terrible lesson. A lesson I would not wish on anyone. But it is a lesson that taught me about myself. I am building a new life now. A life that is honest. A life that is truly mine. It is quiet, but it is a peaceful quiet. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I will find love again. Maybe I won't. But I know I will be okay. If you are listening to this and someone has broken your heart, someone has betrayed your trust, please know this. You are not alone. The pain is real. It is deep. Allow yourself to feel it, but do not let it define you. You are more than your pain. You are strong. You are resilient. You can rebuild. It takes time. It takes courage, but you can do it. Keep going. You deserve a life filled with honesty and real love. You can do this too.